Thanks for having me.
I just wanted to start off talking about, your musical background and how you started off and what's your story?
Well, I started off not in music, but I started off at age 6 months in national TV commercials. And then by the time I was 10, I was writing and singing radio jingles. And I did a lot of choir things and auditioned for, world-renowned choirs and with Dwayne Wolf and things like that. So that's how I started.
Cool. And how would you describe the music that you make now to people who are inquiring about what type of music you make?
Well, I make just about anything, but as a recording artist, I'm doing electronic and dance.
Okay.
But I write everything. I've written ballads, I do piano compositions, jingles, jazz, rap I've done, you name it. My heart is ballads, and I love electronic. As a recording artist, I'm focused on electronic. I'm working on 2 albums right now. I'm doing an electro album and a chill out album.
Nice.
And
is there a specific genre that you would like to explore for the first time, or maybe something that you've already done? Maybe expand on that experience?
I would definitely in the future. I've done them before, but I would love to do. I want to do a Christmas album. I'm working on that right now too. And I'd like to do a children's album, a Christian album, and a jazz album, for sure.
So you do write your own music?
I do. I write my own words and music, and I just have been exploring in the last 3 years, collaborating with other people, which is really fun. It brings a whole new thing to the table. Singer-songwriter stuff at the piano. Most of my songs actually are already written that I wrote singing and playing piano, and then I'll bring it to a producer and say, I want it to sound like this or that. And then with the electronic, a lot of the things, they'll send me a drum loop or maybe a bed with a few chords and stuff, and then I'll write to that. So that would be like a co-write, sharing the music, and I'm writing the words.
And do you have a reoccurring theme for your lyrics or your type of songs, or is it kind of about all different things?
That's interesting. That's a good question, because I used to write, well, first of all, everything's from life experience, unless it's an assignment writing. So before, the theme always seemed to be broken heart, lost love, poor Fawn. Now it's more, or like a song I wrote called Call on Me was when people that were telling me, you're never gonna make it, you're never gonna get anywhere. I wrote a song to myself saying, you can do it. When everybody says you're a loser, disregard their words, because it takes all kinds of people who make up this whole world. And it just was about encouraging myself, saying, reach for your dreams, and it doesn't matter what anyone says, you have to be who you're born to be and be a light in the world.
And is there one person that you would love to collaborate with that you've never worked with?
I would love, this is probably silly, I would love to do a jazz album with Barry Manilow.
Nice.
Either a jazz album or a Christmas album, because he's such a genius as far as production and arrangement. I'd also love to work with, in the dance genre, I'd love to finally work with Darude. We've been trying to collaborate. For whatever reason, it hasn't worked out yet. I'd love to work with him. Quincy Jones.
Do you have any influences in your music, or pretty much everything has influenced?
I think everything. Just good music. Like, I love Eminem. I think he's an amazing writer. I love Queen was my favorite band. One of the best all-time male vocalists of all time is a Christian vocalist named David Phelps. If you haven't heard of him, he's the best male vocal I've ever heard in my life. Adam Lambert is pretty darn good too, but David Phelps is unbelievable. Females, I wish I had been born Jennifer Holliday, but I wasn't. Darn it. I had to accept my voice. But I am grateful for what I've been given. But I loved her, Barbara Streisand, Celine Dion, Christina Aguilera. Those are true vocalists. Jennifer Hudson's amazing. There's just so many. And then as writer, Diane Warren and John Bettis. John Bettis, Marty Panzer, my mentor.
What would be your most memorable performance that you can remember?
So I'm not really sure that it's not so much was a performance as it was an event. I had done this song with BT named One Day that raised over $5 million for kids with HIV, and I had gone to Colorado to meet these children that had HIV, and that they bought the house with the money for the kids in Colorado. And I held this little girl named Clarice, who's now dead, and she was 4 years old, and her hands and her feet were frozen in place and she couldn't talk. And I remember holding her and just trying not to cry. That's the most memorable thing. And I thought, you know, this is why I'm doing my music. Like, money doesn't matter, popularity doesn't matter. The only reason why money matters is so that I can help kids like that, or people like that in this world, and that's what keeps me going. At the end of the day, if you're not doing to give back, you're just an empty person. And there's like, when I won the JPF Music Award, I was so excited. I was excited for about 30 minutes, and I was really excited. I was crying. I was so excited. But then I was like, you know what? But this isn't what's important in the world. And I know that, and I feel very grounded. I just want to help people as much as I can.
On another aspect of your career, what type of digital download stores are you most happy with selling your music on? Like, would you prefer commercial stores like iTunes, or more independent, smaller sites that some of your songs have been on?
Yeah, that's a good question. It would be nice if artists could keep most of the profits, but that doesn't happen. I mean, the reality is you have to be on iTunes. So for me, it doesn't really matter as long as they want to sell it and they're not giving it away for free. Because it is an art. This is what we do. This is how we make our money, which is why I'm with ASCAP versus BMI or CSAP.
And that was the other question. So you are with ASCAP. Is there a reason why you're on ASCAP, and which society would be better, and for what reason?
Well, as a publisher, you have to join everything. I found that out the hard way by losing royalties on a TV show when I had written with the BMI writer, so I didn't get my publishing, and I got a nice deduction, so now I have to join BMI for publishing. I'm with ASCAP because, you know, they're on top of things. It's run by the writers. Some of the biggest legends in the world are there. Paul Williams, you know, as an incredible writer, Marilyn Bergman. And they're going to Washington, and they're the reasons why we're getting paid. You know, they went to Washington and they fought for ringtones, to pay for ringtones. They're fighting for things not to be free on the internet. You know, they have great health insurance, they have events for the writers, they have mentoring programs.
And how would you define the word success?
I would define the word success as being who you're born to be, doing what you were created to do, what God created you to do, and knowing that you're loved, and knowing that you're loved. Because a lot of people in this world, they don't feel loved, and they try to find love, they try to fill it up with, you know, drugs, alcohol, food, cars, money, shopping, animals, children, you name it, degrees, accomplishments, and that's not really where it's at. Success is knowing that you're loved and that God loves you and He created you for purpose, and knowing that you're living that purpose and you're helping others. To me, that's what success is. If there isn't a door, or a door closes, make your own door. You know in your heart this is what you're supposed to do. Don't give up no matter what anyone says, even if it's the biggest producer in the universe that you always wanted to work with. You know, I speak from personal experience where that's actually happened to me. Do your own thing. Just keep going.
Right.
There is such a thing, though, as constructive criticism. So if you're tone deaf and you're trying to do American Idol, you have to have a little bit of a reality check there. But I'm not saying, you know, look at William Hung. Hey, so don't give up.
Right. Well, thank you so much for being with us today and sharing your experiences and insights.